Hey, what's up? It's Chris here from Chris's Sci-Fi Reactions. Today we're here with another Smallville. No, it's been a really long time. I'm hoping to get into a few-week interval with Smallville now. Obviously, Buffy, Stargate, they're my big ones that really bring in the viewers. So Smallville will be on every few weeks. Hopefully it can keep to that status. Maybe when Lock and Key or Lost in Space ends, we'll be able to up Smallville to regular episodes. But I don't think there's much more to be said. This is Season 1, Episode 7. It's called Craving. Looking forward to this, looking forward to getting back into it. The full uncut, unedited reaction is available on Patreon, listed in the description below. If you wish to get the full access, there is no early access for Smallville on Patreon, but the full access reactions are available, including the first episode, which is actually free on Patreon. You don't need to pay to watch the full reaction on Patreon for that first episode, the pilot. Without any further ado, I'd say let's just get straight on into this. Oops.
Would have a thicker skin.
Oh,
Think someone that
jeez.
stupid would have a thicker head.
Nice one, Ross. I'd like to see more of Pete in Smallville.
Isn't the way.
I'm tired of waiting. Waiting and...
On Saturday, but that's your big night.
It's Nell's big night. I was just telling Clark it wasn't important.
Yeah, Scout's honor.
I want you to go.
Man, Clark should really learn how to move on
Clark, I'm telling
and
you,
let
this
go.
is good news for you.
Kansas State gives Whitney a full scholarship and Lana gives him a tongue bath. How's that good news?
Even I'm having a hard time following skewed Ross logic.
Lana's gonna be dateless for her own party.
Well, I suppose there's some logic in that, but still, I think it would be pretty low for
Joey?
Clark to do that.
Yeah.
Jeez. This is disgusting.
Just don't make it as unique as what you gave me last year. Very impressive use of pull. Can I use your bathroom?
I can't believe we're creeping around looking for roadkill.
Deer's in there. The door's locked.
I'm kind of indecent at the moment.
Honey, I think that maybe we need to talk to somebody.
I don't need a drink.
I just want you to look in a mirror and be happy.
Daddy.
Haven't you ever had a happy...
So she actually now tried to attack Clark, so she's literally willing to kill. Jeez.
I want to revisit the fat-sucking vampire theory.
You know, if you hadn't been there, you probably would have died, Clark.
What I can't figure out is why anybody would want to steal body fat.
I know, it takes eating disorders to a whole new level.
Jody.
Hey guys, what's up?
Study group, remember?
Totally slipped my mind.
So no more veggie shakes, huh?
A gift voucher, I should say. Right.
Something wrong?
I'm fine. I just need to eat.
That doesn't sound right. Maybe we should go to the hospital.
You've always been good to me. Please. Please go away
Jody.
now.
Well, it's nice that she actually has enough self-control to...
Jody, wait!
Obviously, she really does care about Pete. Yeah, that really does remind me of the Mummy from the movies. I'm guessing they're just using the same effect.
Pete, you okay? Pete, what's wrong? Jody! Wait!
Jody?
Pete! Get over here, quick!
Mind you, hiding out at your birthday parties, you lose something out, especially when you're young, by doing that. Problem is, when you're young, you're not mature enough to realize what you're missing out on.
Clark, what happened? The police called.
I'm fine.
How's Pete?
He's got a serious migraine, but other than that, he's okay. Jody Melville's on the way to Metropolis General. Her father's gonna meet her there.
Hell.
At least let me give you your present.
When?
Now.
Yes?
Happy birthday.
Man, I remember watching that when I was a kid. That's all, folks. Okay, so that was Smallville Season 1, Episode 7. Yeah, an okay episode, not the best. It's, yeah, you know, episodes about fat people and that sort of thing. I shouldn't say that. I'm sorry if that offends anyone. I'm personally overweight myself. But yes, doing stories about overweight people, you know, obese people like myself and others, it's been done so often, it's sort of boring. It really is. You know, it's been done in so many different franchises, it just doesn't make a good story anymore. Also, I'm not sure in this day and age it's really appropriate to do those sort of stories. But yeah, it had its okay moments. I was glad we got to see a bit more of Pete in this, and I really do hope they start exploring his character a lot more. But yeah, let's just break this down. We start off with this young lady, a girl, and we then find out that she's, you know, getting pictures of supermodels and putting her own face on the body. Not exactly the best thing to do. Here we get a bit of bullying from this guy, real dick. I like when Pete throws basketball at him, this is good. really gets what's coming to him. You know, she's clearly suffering from body image issues. And then we find that her weight is starting to go down. Here we have Lex very much having a physical test, finding out that he has low white cell count, I believe it was. It was either low or high, I can't remember. But that can be indications of cancer, but it doesn't appear that he does have that. Here we have Clark and Lana. Lana's, you know, pretty upset how Nell is planning this. We find out Whitney gets a ride at state football team. I'm Australian, I know AFL, I know absolutely nothing about American football. Not a thing. Yeah, so then we get Pete Ross saying very much, hey, this is great news because Lana will be dateless and you can, yeah, take her to the birthday party. Then we have, oh, I've forgotten her name already. Anyway. What's her name? See if I can...
Gives him a tongue back. How's that good news?
Even I'm having a hard time following skewed Ross logic.
Lana's gonna be dateless for her own party.
Hi, Pete.
Jody?
Jody, that's it. I thought that was it, but I wasn't 100% sure. We see her, she's lost lots of weight. Pete's absolutely infatuated by her. Then we have Lana coming into the Kent's home. Clark says, you know, basically did some farm work, which obviously would be impossible to do with your own bare hands. So then he comes up with, you know, he had a hammer or something like that it was. And it's, yeah, I can understand with Clark why he has to lie, but I think eventually it really is going to come back and kick him in the arse. Then we find out that, you know, Clark will take escort Lana to her birthday party. Clark's mum, I don't think is all that impressed by that, and I can understand why. You know, Lana's clearly dating Whitney, and Clark is sort of, you know, not doing, I guess, what you could call the ethical thing. But I guess he is a teenage boy, I suppose, so that you've got to understand. Then we have Jody drinking all this stuff, but finding she now has to start to eat lots and lots of food. She then hits a deer and ends up sucking all the body fat out of it. It's quite disgusting. Clark here spying on Whitney and Lana kissing. Chloe arriving at the barn. You know, Clark obviously saying, why don't you knock, but it's a barn. Then we have them going to the veterinarian or morgue, or wherever it was they went to see what happened to this deer. Then we have him here, obviously, the father obviously has to go off somewhere. Then we're back at the school. Lex has come to the school to donate the old Luther Corp computers and checked out the wall of weird. And yeah, he seems to be very intrigued by that, obviously because what he found out that a condition might be related to the meteoroids. Lex then also offers Chloe a potential job at the Inquisitor, which would be, I think that's really good. We really see Lex in this episode sort of showcase this good side of him, wanting to help and all of that, especially with Clark. I think Clark and Lana, and we also have here that he wants to help Chloe. I really like that, and it will be disappointing when he turns bad. Here we have this bully of a kid that starts, you know, saying, "Oh no, you are fine, you know, let's get hook up." Here we have Lana and Clark just talking, and, you know, Lana sort of saying all these good things about Whitney to Clark, which obviously he would be pretty pissed to hear about that. Then Jodie's sort of telling him, oh, you know, she used to go home and cry and be disgusted by herself. Then she tries to eat that bully. Then she tries to hurt Clark. I don't know if her intention was to try and kill him, but she definitely tried to hurt Clark. Then we meet this Professor Hamilton, I think it was, and apparently he's worked with the first moon rocks, he works with the meteorites. He was the one that was in Terminator 2, which was a brilliant movie. Then we're back at the school. We see Jodie is very much eating a lot. I'm surprised that Clark and Chloe didn't actually put it together then, but that's okay. Then we have Lana, you know, Clark sort of saying, oh, Lex saying, oh, it's disappointing that Whitney couldn't make it. I get the feeling that Lex was the one that arranged for Whitney to get that position on her birthday, even though he says, you know, oh, your aunt told me. I get the feeling it was him that set the whole thing up. Here we have Clark being told, you know, that it's probably Jodie. Then we have Pete and Jodie getting together. Jodie starts to need to eat, tries to warn Pete off, but then eventually she turns on Pete as well. Clark ends up going in the greenhouse, where basically there's plenty of kryptonite, which gives Jodie the opportunity to beat the hell out of Clark. Then she tries to commit suicide, but Clark is able to save her, and then they take her to a hospital. We don't actually seem to learn what happens to Jodie after this. I don't know if we will during another episode. I get the feeling that we're just dropping the subject there, which is a bit of a pity. Then, you know, sort of Lana's very upset that Clark isn't here, really annoyed. Lex sort of said, you know, that when he was young, he missed a lot of birthday parties, hiding in the closet, you know, didn't really have any friends. Trying to sort of get Lana to realize that she shouldn't just miss out on her parties because she'll regret it when she gets older. Here we have Lex sort of finding out that the reason why Professor Hamilton was kicked out of Metropolis University was because he had a relationship with a student. He sort of then tries to blackmail Hamilton, but says, I'm not interested in the past, very much, I'm just interested in the future, and gives Hamilton $100,000. Then we have Clark trying to make it up to Lana by getting them to watch, Bugs Bunny. Okay, so that was my breakdown of Smallville Season 1, Episode 7. An okay episode. I'm going to stick with 7. I don't think there's much more else to say, except I will see you back in a few weeks. My Twitter and Facebook accounts are listed in the description below, as well as the link to Patreon, where you can get the full uncut unedited reaction. The first episode is free, as I said at the beginning of this video. And that's all, folks. I'll see you next time. Bye.